Imagine telling someone in 1995 that you earn $100,000 a year. They would have assumed you were doing well. Now, fast forward to today. There are people earning that same number or more and quietly wondering why they feel financially stuck. Not broke in the traditional sense, but not free either, just running every month on a treadmill that keeps moving slightly faster than they do. This video isn't about what you're doing wrong. It's about understanding why the system feels harder than the numbers suggest it should. Meet Daniel. He's 31, lives in Austin, Texas. He works in tech. His gross salary is $105,000 a year, which, by almost any historical measure, should feel like enough. But let's look at what that actually means in 2024. After federal and state income tax, Social Security, and Medicare, Daniel takes home roughly $6,400 a month, not $8,750. The number that lands in his account is $6,400. His rent, a one-bedroom apartment in a mid-tier part of Austin, is $1,850 a month. That's not luxury. That's just the market. His car payment is $510 a month. It's a 2022 sedan. Nothing extravagant. He needed reliable transportation to get to work. He carries $38,000 in student loan debt. His monthly repayment is $390. He has one credit card with a $4,200 balance. Minimum payment plus a little extra, around $180 a month. His phone plan, internet and basic subscriptions, streaming, cloud storage, the tools he needs for work, come to about $210 a month. Groceries and household basics, $420 a month. We haven't touched insurance. We haven't touched going out, seeing a friend, buying a birthday gift, or saving a single dollar. We're at $3,560 a month in fixed and semi-fixed costs. That leaves Daniel $2,840, which sounds like breathing room until you account for everything else life charges you for simply existing. Here's what most financial conversations miss. Daniel didn't make reckless decisions. He followed a fairly conventional path. He went to a good school, hence the loans. He got a job that required a car. He rented in the city where the job was. He got a phone plan. He bought furniture on a card when he first moved in. Each individual decision was defensible, reasonable even, but the cumulative architecture of those decisions created a fixed cost structure that consumes most of what he earns before he has any real agency over the money. This is what economists sometimes call the fixed cost trap, and it's particularly brutal for people in the $80,000 to $130,000 income range because they earn too much to feel urgency, but not quite enough to escape the weight of those locked-in obligations. Let's run one simple number. Daniel's car, a $510 monthly payment on a 5-year loan, will cost him approximately $30,600 over the life of the loan. That's before interest. With a typical auto loan interest rate of around 7%, the actual cost is closer to $34,000 for a car that will be worth perhaps $14,000 when the loan ends. He paid $20,000 more than the car's residual value, not because he was foolish, but because the monthly payment felt manageable. And that's how most of these decisions are made, not in total, but in monthly installments that feel digestible in isolation. There's a cognitive pattern worth understanding here. When humans evaluate financial decisions, we are wired to anchor on the immediate and the concrete. A $510 monthly payment feels real. It feels manageable. It fits in the budget. The total cost of that decision, any spread across 5 years, layered with interest, factored against what that money could have compounded into, is abstract. Our brains don't naturally feel the weight of it. This isn't a character flaw. It's just how human cognition works under normal conditions. But the financial industry is built precisely around this tendency. Payment terms exist to make expensive things feel affordable. Credit limits expand gradually so the number feels normal. Subscription models thrive because $14.99 a month never feels like $180 a year. And on top of the math, there's the social layer. Daniel earns 6 figures. His colleagues know it roughly. His family knows it. There is quiet, unspoken pressure, some external, some entirely self-generated, to live in a way that looks consistent with that number. A certain apartment, a certain car, a certain level of social participation. Status spending isn't always about vanity. Sometimes it's about belonging, about not being the person who earns well but lives visibly below their peer group. That psychological cost is real, even if it's financially expensive. If Daniel continues on this path without intentional intervention, the long-term cost isn't dramatic. There's no single catastrophic moment. It's quieter than that. At 40, he'll likely earn more, but his lifestyle will have expanded proportionally. A pattern researchers call hedonic adaptation. The raises get absorbed. The fixed costs grow slightly more sophisticated. At 50, retirement feels both close and underfunded. The compounding years, the ones in his 30s that mattered most, were spent servicing debt and maintaining appearances rather than building assets. That is the real cost of the fixed cost trap. Not poverty, not disaster, just a slow narrowing of options. Financially intelligent people tend to think about money differently in one specific way. They evaluate decisions in total, not monthly. Before any major financial commitment, they ask what the full cost of this decision looks like, not per month, in aggregate. And they treat their fixed costs as a portfolio, one that should be managed with the same attention they'd give to investments, because fixed costs are, in a very real sense, negative investments. They also think carefully about the relationship between what something costs and what it returns, not in a cold or joyless way, but with awareness. A car that gets you to work is a tool. A car that signals status at the cost of your financial flexibility is a choice worth examining honestly. The goal isn't minimalism, it's clarity. Daniel's situation isn't unique. In fact, it's quietly common among exactly the people who, from the outside, appear to be doing fine. 6 figures isn't what it used to be, but the solution isn't to earn more and hope that fixes it. The solution is to understand the structure of where the money actually goes and to make fewer decisions by the month. If this kind of thinking is useful to you, subscribing means you'll see more of it.